Welcome back to Palmetto Sports Daily. We've got all four of us joining you from four different parts of South Carolina. We've got Kevin, Rick, and Jill on your screen here today, and I'm Ella joining you from the upstate of South Carolina. Now, we're talking about how we're from South Carolina, but let's talk about Georgia for a second. We have to talk about the Atlanta Braves and what has been going on with them this past month. It's July 1st, so hopefully we can turn a page on the monstrosity that happened in June. They have lost 13 of their last 17, and I just saw a stat today that they currently are last in the MLB in runs scored in the month of June. June was just not their month, guys. Things did not go well for them, and now that it's a new month, things clearly need to turn around. They have a 3-game lead over the Phillies right now, and things are getting close, and they just dropped another one to the Cardinals just last night. I kind of want to go around the horn here, guys, and just what is going on? I mean, what do you think is the problem? And A, what's the diagnosis? And what's the medicine that needs to happen for these Braves to turn things around in July?
Well, I've mentioned this before on this show. Last year when the Braves had it going, my son was all excited. He called me one night on my way home. The Braves were playing late. He said, hey, when you get home, tune in to the Braves. So I started watching the Braves a little more frequently, and then they went into their tailspin. And the same thing is happening this year. I was talking to my son on the way in. As a matter of fact, we're going to Atlanta this weekend to catch the Friday and Saturday games, and he's going, it's just like last year. As soon as you start watching the Braves, they start losing. I said, well, they just can't stand up to the pressure of having Rick Henry watching their every move. So it's on me. I'm sorry, Braves fans, but hopefully they can turn it around this weekend.
I mean, at least we have someone to point the finger at this point. It's completely Rick's fault, and it's definitely not the fact that the Braves don't have anyone hitting 300 right now, which in this day and age, I can't believe. Michael Harris II is their leading batter in average at 294. I can't remember the last time I looked at a team stats and they didn't have at least one person hitting 300. The offense has just taken a nosedive. You mentioned their lack of scoring runs over the course of the June schedule. They go 9-14 in June after getting off to the best start in all of baseball before that. It's not like the pitching has been doing great. Defense, I mean, what do you point to over the last 30 days that it's been good for this Atlanta Braves team? I mean, they haven't been too injured. I guess that's one way to look at it. It's about all I got.
I don't know if there's necessarily a remedy. I would agree that there's kind of hard to pinpoint one thing, but I would say scoring with runners in scoring position might be a good start. Batting has been a massive nosedive since the beginning of the season. If they didn't have such a large lead within the division, they could be in complete shambles right now. So thankfully they had that at the start of this season. But Kevin, you mentioned the batting percentage. It's just been completely catastrophic, if you will. And you just got to make sure that going through the rest of the season, when you have runners on base, we got to connect, we got to do something, because it's not like they're losing by massive amounts. It's 2-3 run games. So that's one way you could fix it. But once again, I don't think there's one remedy. Ella, do you have a remedy of your own?
No, I don't. I was anchoring this weekend, and at one point I was like, yeah, I'm going to run Braves highlights this weekend. And let me tell you what, I looked, and they had not scored a run in 20 consecutive innings at one point this weekend against the Giants. I mean, the runs is the problem. The batting is the problem. I don't know how you're supposed to fix it. I don't know what happened. Because, Kevin, you brought it up. There's been no injury. I mean, no major injuries. There's been a few. It's baseball. It's a sport. There's going to be injuries. But nothing glaring where I'm like, what is the problem here? So, no, I don't really have a remedy, unfortunately. Rick, do you have a remedy besides you turning off the TV?
Well, I don't know. That may work. But in listening to everyone here weigh in on this, it's like it's a little bit of everything, which is very troubling, because if you fix one thing, then you've got 2 or 3 other things that are still going bad. Maybe it's just a period where the Braves are in a team-wide slump and they just need something to break through, because if they don't, what was once a comfortable lead keeps dwindling. And then when that happens, then the pressure is on, and it just won't end well for the Braves.
Sticking with baseball, Coastal Carolina's #1 draft prospect, Cameron Flukie, has now entered into the transfer portal under do not contact. There's been a lot of speculation because a lot of the players from Coastal who had then listed that were immediately headed over to South Carolina with Kevin Schnall. I don't think that will be necessarily the case. There's no alarms blaring, but it's kind of a larger indication to me personally of what is college baseball now as a whole. He is going to be looked at and is listed as a top mid to top 10 draft pick. So we will see. It's more of what happens if he doesn't go within that first round. Will he then decide to go back to college baseball? We don't know. This is a larger indication of some of these players might feel that college is now offering them more than it might be to go pro earlier within their career. Rick, you've been around this game for a while, seen a lot of these college players. Do you think that this is a larger indication of something that's kind of growing the game of college baseball?
Yeah, well, for so long, college baseball, they were really treated like a forgotten stepchild because they were only given 11.7 scholarships every season. So that means some guys had partial scholarships, others had like nothing. And so, yeah, it's just the new era of college athletics. And speaking of a new era, South Carolina, a very historic day for USC because, hey, it's the launch of Nike. They have a 10-year agreement with Nike to supply their athletics apparel. And there you see the people streaming into one of the stores here in Columbia. As a matter of fact, I know there was at least one store where people were lining up overnight, early this morning. And so this agreement was announced 11 months ago. And I spoke with USC Athletics Director Jeremiah Donati this morning about the impact this has and also what it means for the athletes.
It's been a long time coming. Really excited for primarily for our student athletes, for our coaches, for our fans. I think everyone was long awaiting this day, since we made the announcement last August. And so it's fun that it's finally here. There's been everyone's walking around the halls with their Nikes on, and so it's been a fun morning so far.
What will this do for recruiting? I know in the past I've heard stories about athletes choosing schools because of the shoe deals that they have. Can this provide an uptick to South Carolina's recruiting?
Absolutely. I think it already has. I've spoken to a number of recruits here on campus, and they're excited about it. So Nike definitely has the cool factor, and when you're talking about 16, 17, 18-year-old young men and young women, they want to feel good, they want to look good, and Nike can certainly do that.
Yeah, you saw pictures there of Chloe Kitts and Joyce Edwards from the USC women's basketball team, and Lenora Sellers, Nick Harbor, and Dylan Stewart from the football team. They become part of Nike's Elite Ribbon Elite NIL roster. So there's going to be some NIL opportunities for them. You may see them in commercials, posters. And, of course, the fans are all excited, to put that Under Armour apparel away and get decked out in Nike gear.
Yeah, Rick, we talked about this a little bit yesterday as well. And for the athletes, I think this makes a lot more sense to be this excited. You mentioned Dylan Stewart, Lenora Sellers, Chloe Kitts, Joyce Edwards, and Dylan Stewart all going to be part of that Blue Ribbon Elite NIL program that Nike has. That's a big deal for the athletes. And for the athletes to get a chance to be associated with a brand like Nike, that is a huge deal for them. It opens up opportunities when and if they turn professional. Even if they don't turn professional, there's other opportunities that Nike's going to be able to help them out with down the road. So that's a huge deal for them. Recruiting-wise, I said yesterday, I'll say it again, I don't see how this is a big deal for South Carolina. I don't think anymore. I think 20 years ago, this would have been a big deal when guys weren't getting NIL checks and weren't getting checks from the schools. And they had to base their decisions more on, I want to go to a Nike school because I want the Nike gear over Under Armour or something like that. I don't think it's a big deal now. I don't think that if another school offers you more money, I don't think you're going to take less money to come to South Carolina just because it's a Nike school. And as far as the fans, I know producer Nick was calling me at 8:30 in the morning when I'm trying to run errands, and he's all excited because he's got 17 new Nike polos now, and this is among the top 3 greatest days of his life. So I just don't see how for the fans this is such a big deal.
Yeah, and the fans are spending some money. There were reports like people already spending $1,100, $1,300 in one pop. All right, that is going to wrap up this first segment. And producer Nick says that Kevin, that's not true. The stories you're telling about him. But we got to take a break, and we'll be right back with much more here on Palmetto Sports Daily.
Sports Daily. Team USA in the World Cup has their first game of the knockout round after a historic opening within that group stage. If I'm being honest, Ella, I'm curious your thoughts because I consider you the soccer expert. What are you expecting? What are you excited about? You know more than anyone here about soccer. You have to admit it. So I'm curious your thoughts on what this team needs to do to come out with the win.
I'm honored. Thank you. I do love me some soccer, and this has been absolutely epic these past couple of weeks getting to watch the United States of America dominate. But in terms of this matchup from just an analytical standpoint, I really, really like it for the United States. I think it's going to be really interesting to see them face a team like Bosnia and Herzegovina because they kind of haven't faced a defense quite like theirs. However, I think it's a really good matchup for us because Bosnia and Herzegovina really has not been tested. The 2 biggest monsters that they were facing in their group was Switzerland and Canada, none of which are powerhouses in the World Cup, and they got third. They fell behind both of them. They kind of got the handout round to get into this matchup against the United States of America. I think the U.S. should win by a couple goals. We honestly might even be able to sit a couple guys like we did against Turkey. We'll see about that. But we had the opportunity to listen to head coach Mauricio Pochettino last night in his preparations as they prepare for this one. Here's what he had to say as they enter into this game in the round of 32.
Knowing and respecting the opponent because it's going to be really tough, but believing in us and go there and transform all that expectation and pressure in energy and try to be natural and play, and all that we were working is the moment tomorrow to apply on the field. It's true that depend of too many factors after situation that you can perform better or not. But I think the job is done, and they need now to be relaxed and not to think, and tomorrow play with intuition and with the confidence that all that we were preparing is going to appear on the field.
Going off of that kind of simplistic mindset that he has, he got introduced to the Oakland Raiders, former Oakland Raiders, old saying, just win, baby, in that press conference, and he seemed to be quite a fan of that slogan and might be taking that one on heading into this matchup tonight. Kevin, what do you think about this one? Do you think the U.S. has got it?
I mean, they should be able to take this one. But you said, if we're resting guys like we did against Turkey, it didn't work out too well for us because we blow the lead in the, 97th minute. So if they treat this game like they did the Turkey game, then it's going to go terribly for us, and we're not going to be talking about soccer anymore on this show going forward for the next several weeks. So I think they are favored to win. I think they should win, but I don't like that they're coming into this one with no momentum coming off that loss to Turkey last week. Now, the other big international event going on right now is over in London, Wimbledon, reaching its 3rd day this afternoon. Yesterday, Low Country native Emma Navarro advancing to the 2nd round, and she had a big 3-set win over Paula Badosa in the 1st round of Wimbledon. Actually dropped the 1st set 6-4, had to come back. She won the 2nd set 6-3, actually got down in the 3rd set 5-2, but came storming back, won the final set 7-5, and she now advances to the 2nd round. That'll be played tomorrow morning against Oksana Selikhmetova. So good opportunity for Emma to advance to the 3rd round when she plays once again tomorrow. Also in action yesterday was Serena Williams, making her return to Wimbledon the first time in, I believe it was 4 years that she played a singles match in Wimbledon. She comes in unranked after getting a wild card selection, drops in the first round. Actually, there's reports today that she suffered an injury in this matchup yesterday, so there's now questions if she's going to be able to play doubles along with her sister Venus Williams, which was first reported to be played here at Wimbledon later on. But Jill, your thoughts on Serena getting bounced in the first round?
I think this was just exciting to see her play. I don't think this was really about winning or losing for her. She always talked about wanting to be able to play this in front of her daughters. So it was more about that than it was about getting that win. Being able to be there was just an honor. And to see that Serena and Venus once again will be absolutely astounding. So, but for now, we're going to take a quick break right here on Palmetto Sports Daily.
Welcome back into Palmetto Sports Daily. Now, I know we did a 4th of July foods draft earlier on Monday, but since I won this event last year, doesn't even matter because the returning champ wasn't here. So we're going to do it again today. The four of us picking our 4th of July, our best 4th of July foods. I have won the first pick. I have offered to trade it to Ella. I've been told by the commissioner, producer Nick, that is not allowed. So he is hindering me down. But with the first pick, I'm going to take steak.
What?
Yes, steak. Why is everyone? What is that? Who's not going to take steak if steak is sitting right there?
You're sweating outside and you want to go make a ribeye?
What are you going to do?
Hey.
Here's just a great steak right here. I guess I'll just take a hot dog. What are you, idiots?
Yeah, this is one of the rare occasions where I agree with Kevin. I like grilling out steak along with a lot of other stuff. I will take ribeyes. Nope. I will take ribs. There we go.
I am going with the classic, and I can't believe I'm getting an absolute steal right now at the 3rd overall pick. I'm taking a hot dog. It's the 4th of July. You have to have a glizzy. It's the 4th of July.
All right, and then I'm going with the obvious 4th. It's obviously burgers. You're getting a hot dog and a hamburger. You're getting both on your plate. Obviously, apparently you're going to throw on a ribeye.
Not if there's steak there.
We're just stacking this up. But that is the 4th I'm taking. Oh, I'm back up now. I forgot. Oh, am I allowed to go for our 4th slide there? I'm going beer.
Dang it!
I'm going beer, obviously.
I'm so upset about this. Okay, I feel like, me personally, this might be wrong for the 4th of July, but I'm going to go with mixed drinks, and purely for specific reasons that it's a margarita. Very refreshing, a nice little tahini rim on the side, specifically. Okay, that's my pick.
Okay. Are we just doing beverages right now? Can we jump ahead to something else? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I've got to go with peach cobbler, but the peaches have to come from my hometown, McBee. Peach cobbler.
I think it's ironic, Rick, that it's the two young people taking all the alcohol drinks here in the second round. I'm going to take ice cream with the second round pick. I mean, that's just a no-brainer right there. I can't believe you guys let that get down to the 8th pick. What are you guys even doing here? 3rd pick, we're going to take a side of corn on the cob. I'm just dominating this, by the way. Are you guys even going to try here?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, can you put the full screen back up again?
Yeah,
oh.
I know.
Ooh, okay. I am going to go with potato salad.
It's a good pick,
can I
Rick.
see
Good
the
pick.
other,
Thank you.
the other situation we have here? Oh, gosh. Okay, Nick, can you go back, please? This is tough.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna go watermelon. Refreshing.
That's
Thank
a
you.
steal. All right, then I'm going popsicles because I need a sweet treat
Nice.
or something. All right, join us on the other side for
Gosh,
more
so happy
picks
I'm
for
winning
this
this right now.
4th of July food. welcome back to Palmetto Sports Daily, where we're having our 4th of July food draft, and I am now up, and I believe it is my 4th pick. I'm going with chicken. I believe that is still available, specifically barbecue chicken on the bone.
Oh, okay. Well, I just got called poor in the break, so I'm gonna select something prestigious.
Not liking steak, yeah.
Can I see the screen one more time? I think I'm gonna go with deviled eggs purely because I feel like that's like a rich person food. But can I see the other one real quick?
What?
Real quick. Real quick. What is? Okay, I don't even know what
What
that
is trifle?
Has pie been? What is a trifle?
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 I'm gonna go with.
Truffle?
Oh, I want that. That sounds good. I want the trifle. I want that.
Okay, well, since Jill and Ella, they took the alcoholic beverages, so they're going to be all dehydrated and passing out in the South Carolina heat. I'm going to go with soda, specifically Mountain Dew.
Oh.
It's a good pick. I'm going to take lemonade, and not going to get all those bubbles that Rick gets with the soda. And then Ella didn't take deviled eggs, right? Because she came back and took trifle. All right, then, yeah. Shout out to Julia. I'm taking deviled eggs.
Good stuff.
Oh, gee, what in the world is left?
Rapid fire. Let's go.
Okay, let me shoot. I don't know what's left. What's available? Okay, give me the macaroni salad.
I don't even know what's left, but I will take whatever is left on the other page. That is gonna go ahead and be a sweet tea for my Southern people out there, please.
All right, and then I will be taking lemonade as one of the other drinks on the board.
I already
For now,
took
that is
lemonade.
all we have
Yeah,
for-
Kevin took lemonade.
No! I'll take pie.
Foul.
I'll take pie. I'll take
Foul.
pie. All right, that is all we have for Palmetto Sports Daily.